Hi everybody in 333. It feels like I haven't made a video in such a long time because you're all just doing such great work. I'm like, you don't need to hear from me. But I thought it might be time. I've got a little Zoom fatigue right now. I'm feeling a little tired, but I thought I would check in over this next make cycle. And I think what'll be cool about Make Cycle 5 is it's about multimodal composing, which, as I say in the opening, is something you've been doing all along. Because multimodal means that a piece uses different modes, things like color, image, sound, those kinds of things to make up a text. And if you think about it, there really isn't a text and a piece of writing in the world that doesn't have some thing besides just the words on the page. Even newspaper articles, right, have videos or images attached to them. So we're going to play with that a little bit more with this idea of multimodal composing. And one of the first things I'm going to invite you to do is this Wednesday, the 21st of October at 10 o'clock in the morning from 10 to 12, the English department is going to offer this, we do it every semester, an impromptu workshop around making memes and GIFs. And it's GIFs, not GIFs. We could get in an argument about that. And I'm going to drop in there about 10:30 that morning, this Wednesday morning. It's led by my colleague, Dr. Corey Sparks, who's awesome, and he's a medievalist who studies digital humanities. And it'll be truly just you can drop in anytime because it's a workshop, but it's basically just all of us on a Zoom screen together, and we're going to be playing with these tools. Your post next Sunday asks you to include a meme or a GIF in it. And so if you wanted to come do that and play with us and you have time next Wednesday morning, I invite you to do that. There's a link to the Google Doc, which has the Zoom information. And if not, no big deal. But I thought it could be fun if you're around. And like I said, I'm going to be coming from another meeting, so I'll be there about 10:30 if you wanted to wait when I'm going to be there. Or just join it at 10 and Corey will launch you on how you might make something. So there's that. The other thing I'm going to invite you to really consider for your make this time, I give you a bunch of options, but this could be a cool opportunity to start making your own website as an educator. And you may have even started a website in another course, and it would be perfectly appropriate to use this class to just keep revising that website. Or if you're in a class that's asking you to make a website, to use this class to work on it too. So most teachers have one now, have kind of a public facing site. You can certainly look at mine, not just our course, but kimjackson.com, and I link to it. So you could use Wix, you could use Weebly, you could use Google Sites, you could use WordPress, all kinds of free platforms. And then you should just know that, it takes a while, like even just picking the theme can be hard. So you may not get very far. You might get a website made that has some about you and maybe a little blog about our course or something, and that's fine too. However far you get, you can let me know in a reflection on what you did. But I would invite you as maybe take up that as the choice this week, is like, oh yeah, maybe I'll make my own website, and think about what you'd want parents to see, particularly in this digital time. And a lot of you are parents. What do you wish you had from those teachers? What could you go find the information on your website and get to know about you and your teaching philosophy and maybe your favorite assignments or books you read or whatever. So yeah, gonna invite you to do that, although there's lots of other options. We're gonna follow the same kind of routine here too, where I'm gonna give you a whole week to do the reading. You're gonna read chapter 6 and appendix F this time, and there's a couple of prompts with it, and it'll be due on Sunday instead of a Wednesday thing. I know this is the time of semester when have lots of demands on you, and so I'm hoping a little bit of that flexibility will help, and you are really doing a beautiful job. And then instead of children's books this time, the mentor text is actually going to be an article from a journal called Language Arts. And one of the other things I do in that make cycle is recommend to you that now might be the time to join something like National Council of Teachers of English. I joined as an undergrad, 30 years ago or something. And oh man, it helped professionalize me really early on. I was getting like the journals of the field or getting stuff in my, like their newsletter in my inbox. And there's ones for math and science and almost, any discipline has their national organization. Ours happens to be NCTE, National Council of Teachers of English. And what's cool is the student rates are really reasonable. Like my membership dues are a few $100, but for students it's like $25 or $20 or something. So it could be a cool time to join. You can at least request their newsletter even without having to join at all. So you might think about that as something just to kind of keep you current in the field. Like, what are people researching and writing about, and what new children's books are coming out? It's the way that I stay very current. So just a thought of a thing you could do. I think that's it. I'm totally looking forward to, all these, your makes every time just blow me away, and they're awesome. And what you're doing with that book, with the About the Authors book, is so good. So I really appreciate you all. Really love reading your work, and brings me a little joy in this moment in time. Okay, I think that's all I have to say. I'm going to post it, and make cycle 5 multimodal composing will be live. Coming up after this, we're going to design assignments for each other to do. And I'm going to partner you up with someone in the class, and you'll make assignments. So I'll definitely have a video for that one so that I can kind of explain what we're up to. They usually turn out really good, so I'm not worried. Yeah, I think that's all I got to say. Hope you're having an okay day. Thanks, y'all.